America in the 1940s. Richard and Maurice McDonald open a small restaurant in San Bernardino, California. A successful business brings the brothers $200,000 annually. And soon it rapidly loses popularity. The reason is competition. Similar restaurants are appearing all over the state. The McDonald's take a decisive step, and they reform at the establishment and completely overhaul the entire customer service system.
All waiters were fired, and the windows where orders were placed and received were redesigned so that customers could place their orders themselves upon approaching them. Changes were made in the kitchen. Glass dishes and metal utensils were replaced with plastic ones, which made it possible to get rid of the dishwasher.
The number of menu items decreased. Instead of the standard 25, visitors were offered only 9 dishes to choose from: a hamburger, a cheeseburger, 3 types of drinks, milk, coffee, and a piece of cake. And a revolutionary innovation, a hamburger for 15 cents instead of 30. The condiments and the size of cups were standardized. Everything to save time. All non-standard orders took much longer to prepare.
All this not only allowed the McDonald brothers to simplify food preparation process, but gave them the ability to prepare meals in advance, before an order was placed. Such a service system was drastically different from the traditional one. The brothers believed that it would allow them to serve a larger number of visitors faster. If we had let people choose, one of them explained, chaos would have followed.
It took 3 months for the McDonald's to redesign the restaurants. And in December 1948, a new establishment with a conveyor service system opened in its place.
Everything was built on speed, and it was a completely new concept. You could go to the counter, order a milkshake and French fries, and receive your order in just 15 seconds.
The speed attracted visitors, and by the mid-50s, McDonald's income had almost doubled. Up to $350,000 a year, but the brothers, former Hollywood set builders, didn't fully realize the potential of their idea. It was then that Raymond Kroc entered the history of the future corporation.
Franchise, we need a damn franchise. This restaurant is too damn cool for one city. McDonald's business should be everywhere, from ocean to ocean, from west to east.
This is how the main idea of Ray Kroc, the American businessman whose name made it to Time magazine's list of the 100 most important people of the century, was portrayed in the 2016 biopic The Founder. His decision to turn the McDonald's business into a franchise transformed a simple family venture into a corporation worth $160 billion.
Ray Kroc, a 52-year-old merchant, went to McDonald's to sell milkshake mixes, and left there with the rights to create a franchise. He never made a single hamburger, a single serving of fries, or a single milkshake in his life. He had never worked with it. But he took on the challenge.
From March 1955, the newly created company McDonald's system began selling licenses. The conditions are simple. To open your own McDonald's, you pay a one-time fee of $950 and 2% of the sales. Of that, 0.5% goes to the McDonald's. A mandatory item is a unified menu. The food should be of the same size and at the same price. In the first year, 14 such franchises were sold, and by the early 60s, over 200 McDonald's restaurants were operating in America. However, this was not enough for Kroc, and in 1961 he bought all the rights to the company from the McDonald's for almost $3 million. 20 years later, at the time of the businessman's death, the company's turnover exceeded $10 million, and more than 8,000 McDonald's locations worldwide had sold 50 billion hamburgers. McDonald's is now on the list of the largest fast food chains. In 120 countries, there are over 37,000 locations, more than 90% of which are franchises. The corporation's market value is $161 billion, and its revenue for 2018 exceeded $20 billion. Let's talk about the employees. There are about 2 million of them worldwide. Most of all in the US. As for salaries, those working in the dining area, as cashiers, cleaners, or cooks, earn an average of $8 per hour. The average salary of an employee of the Kiev McDonald's is 10,000 hryvnias per month.
McJob is a term that appeared in the United States in the late 80s and means an uninteresting, low-paying job with no chance for career growth.
The term was even included in the Oxford Explanatory Dictionary. This applies not to the employees of the most recognizable fast food chain in the world, but to any low-paying job that doesn't require special qualifications. McDonald's repeatedly demanded to remove the word from the dictionary and even threatened with a lawsuit. But is working in the company really unpromising? Here is this building near Chicago, Hamburger University, founded by Ray Kroc in 1961. However, they don't prepare hamburgers here, but managers. They train senior managers, department directors, and franchise owners.
I've worked at 13 different McDonald's locations in 6 states. My goal is to become the owner of one of the locations.
There are 8 such universities in the world. In addition to the American one, there is one in the UK, Brazil, China, Japan, Germany, Australia, and Russia. These students have to recreate one of 36 possible scenarios of critical situations in 20 seconds.
Everything we do here, they will encounter during real work. Serving a full bus of people, customers turning trays, something burnt in the kitchen. They need to know what it's like to work in such stressful conditions.
The university in Chicago was ranked more popular than Cambridge or Oxford. Only 1 in 8 applicants got in. The training lasts from 3 weeks to 6 months, depending on the specialization. The price is from $3,000 to $4,000. Over its entire history, about 300,000 people have graduated from the institution.
Remember the old days? The pies your mother baked. You walk into the kitchen, mom is beating eggs, making cream, adding fruit. Do you remember? You can forget about it.
In the fast food market, McDonald's has plenty of fierce competitors. Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, and Subway. 1 in 3 Americans eats fast food at least once a day. The most active consumers are between the ages of 18 and 34. McDonald's locations around the world alone serve 68 million people every day. There are many components of a successful fast food business model. Fast preparation, low prices, and effective marketing. Locations in crowded places. Employees are in the same uniform to avoid distractions. The largest portion by default, unless you specify a size. Uncomfortable chairs and tables so as not to stay long. And special attention to children.
By attracting a child, you can also appeal to an adult. The McDonald's understood this and adapted to the new market, focusing on the family-friendly nature of the restaurant. The staff was instructed to be as attentive as possible to young visitors.
So 40 years ago, one of the company's best marketing solutions appeared. Happy Meal is a children's menu with a gift toy. They are released, as a rule, in series. A trip to McDonald's turns into a quest to collect the entire set of characters. Happy Meal placed the company on the list of the world's largest toy distributors. A collaboration with Disney involved advertising their films at McDonald's. In turn, the latter placed locations in Disney theme parks. The contract was terminated in 2006 due to Disney's reluctance to be involved in childhood obesity. However, it was renewed. Another partnership with the Hummer Company was criticized by environmental organizations. It was said that the SUVs, whose toy prototypes are sold by McDonald's, are often not environmentally friendly and consume a lot of fuel. McDonald's marketing tricks have been working successfully for over 50 years. But a set with a cheap burger and cola is not always healthy.
The food industry system does not work as it should. Its goal is not only to provide plenty of food, but also to maintain a healthy population. The food industry system makes us very sick. Obesity, diabetes. 4 out of 10 causes of death in the US are nutrition-related.
In 2016, almost 2 billion adults in the world were overweight. More than 650 million of them had obesity problems. Over the past 30 years, the global disease rate has worsened threefold. Currently, 36% of Americans, 27% of Britons, and over 20% of French people suffer from obesity.
Mom gives you $5. You go to McDonald's, buy a burger, French fries, and some drink, and you still have at least $1 or $2 left to buy something later.
Obesity is called a disease of poor people in rich countries. For example, children in low-income families are overweight 3 times more often than in high-income families. According to WHO forecasts, by 2025, around 300 million people will suffer from obesity.
At school, we were taught home economics. They taught what a plate of healthy food should look like. This is information that not everyone has. Among what surrounds them, people see harmful food. It's cheaper, everyone eats it, so they don't think about an alternative. If they were given information, perhaps then they would seek better, healthier alternatives.
McDonald's for breakfast, McDonald's for lunch, McDonald's for dinner. We ate McDonald's all the time. We ate terrible food.
Also, poverty motivates not only to eat fast food.
We collect leftovers from McDonald's. Leftover chicken nuggets, burgers. We sort them, cook new food from them and sell it.
This is how some residents of Manila, the capital of the Philippines, make a living. Everything to survive. For this man, excessive consumption of fast food is a conscious choice.
1 Big Mac on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, 1 or 2 on Friday, and 2 every Saturday.
Dennis' menu has been unchanged for over 30 years. During this time, he ate about 12,000 burgers, and surprisingly, his health is perfectly fine.
I enjoy what I eat. It's delicious.
The fast food chain keeps information about the harmfulness of its food under wraps. The negative impact on health should be a reason for apologies and an argument for explanations. But this is not about this location in Vegas. Heart Attack Grill is a heart attack restaurant. One of the few places where all you should be apologizing for is something they take pride in.
At least some of us must tell the truth. That's exactly what we do.
And at the same time, they proudly indicate the number of calories in dishes and feed the fattest customers for free. The signature dish is a burger with 8 pieces of meat, containing nearly 20,000 calories. For comparison, this is about 40 Big Macs in one dish.
I'm currently at Burger King in Times Square in New York City. This dish has about 3,600 calories. Look at this. It takes 18 hours of exercise to burn these calories.
According to legend, 3 people have already had a heart attack right at the tables in this location.
Have these heart attacks been good for my business? Undoubtedly. Did they fill my pockets with money? Of course. Did I enjoy it? Of course. I'm a businessman. I don't sell hamburgers to young children without parental supervision. All these people are adults who consciously buy a legal product from me.
In 2011, a 260-kilogram consumer died due to problems with excess weight. At least, such a legend was invented by the owner of the location. John Basso convinces that this bag contains the ashes of the deceased after cremation, and he admits that he used the boy's death as an element of PR. He also came up with the slogan, "Our taste worth dying for."
People are dying. People will continue to die. It's not about burgers or fries. I sell food for thought and a portion of laughter. Let's have a good time. But along with that, let's think about whether we want everything to end up like this bag.
Let's go back to McDonald's. Since 2015, the company has been actively incorporating new technologies. They launched digital menus, self-service kiosks, and partnered with Uber Eats. In 2019, they made the biggest deal in the past 20 years. They invested $300 million in the Israeli startup Dynamic Yield, which works on data personalization in the sales sector. The system will collect sales data and customer information, analyze the weather, time of day, traffic, and cultural events near McDonald's locations. For example, on a hot day, it might suggest a cold drink or ice cream, and in case a specific location is busy, it will adjust the menu, highlighting items with the shortest wait time. In some countries, McDonald's, on the contrary, are closing, for example, in Iceland. In 2009, due to the financial crisis, all 3 locations of the chain stopped working there. Profits dropped along with the Icelandic krona, and imported products from Germany made Icelandic Big Macs too expensive. There is not a single McDonald's in North Korea, Iran, Macedonia, Bermuda, Bolivia, and Zimbabwe. But here the reasons are different, from economic disadvantage to difficult relations with the United States.